Hey, what's up, guys? Before we go to the show, I just want to say that I had major audio problems today for like the first half of the show, and I didn't realize it because I wasn't really watching the chat. And people, when I finally did look at the chat after one of their breaks, I just noticed that everyone was saying how the audio was all messed up. The audio was messed up. And when I listened back to it, I was like, oh my God, this is completely unusable. I can't use it. So when this starts, I'm basically giving you the last half of the show, like the only the only piece of the show that you could actually listen to and hear clearly. I'm so embarrassed, man. I'm so embarrassed, but that's what happens when you do a live show. You have problems like this. What we were talking about today is how your ex isn't really your soulmate. She's just a habit. And so the first part of the show, I talk about recognizing the patterns, and I go through explaining the patterns of why you end up with the same problems in every relationship, right? And then the second part of the show, I talk about why it's so hard to quit that habit because we get so drawn in to the pattern and the routine, like that becomes so familiar to us that trying to do anything different or new is almost scary and daunting, and like everything's a grind and stuff like that, and it's a lot like work, right? So I go through all that kind of stuff. I tell a really awesome story that completely got jacked up because of the audio. And the story was all about a guy who was in a house and he wouldn't leave the house, and he had to keep fixing the house and repairing the house. And then his whole life was about repairing this house. And finally, one night, the storm came, and the roof ended up caving in. And so, as he's standing outside and looking at the sky for the first time, he realizes that it's just going to be better to rebuild the house, right? And so that was the moral of that story. But that being said, I'm going to hand it off for the rest of the show. I apologize. Hopefully, Friday's episode is going to be much better. I put back echo cancellation. Is this better? I still have the reduce background noise unchecked. Is that better? Let me know. Let me know. And then otherwise, I also unplugged the mic and brought it back in. Let's see. That's my camera thing. Oh, now Erkin says it's better. Erkin says it's better now. Okay, cool. All right. Well, we'll leave it like this then. Good Lord. All right, guys. Get in the wolf pack so I can afford a better mic. How's that? Oh, man. All right. Yeah, that's so annoying. I was talking to my guest on Monday because the first third of the podcast, his camera was all jacked up, right? And I was like, well, that's just what happens when you go live. You can't really prevent bad stuff like that. Okay. The exit ramp, how to break the pattern for good. Step 1, radical honesty, right? Oh, actually, hold on. We have another super chat here. Brother Ed, audio is jacked. Yes, thank you. I will give you a shaking boobs video because you're also a Wolfpack brother.
Thank you for the super chat. Boobies bouncing, can't stop that. From the east to the west, you are the best. Keep those chats coming in, let's do it all again.
Ugh, this is so frustrating. Up until now, we haven't heard anything clearly. Oh God. Hey, next time, nurse chick here, she says, sorry, y'all, I'm at work being Paul's sugar mama. Yeah.
I'm so naughty.
She is.
I'm gonna come.
I will. That's true. All right. Man, I need to give some of you guys in the Wolfpack like my personal cell so that you guys can just call me, because I'm not always watching the chat. So if you just call me on the phone, I'm like, oh, hey, why is Brother Ed calling me right now? And they'll be like, hey, your audio's fucked up, dude. Like, oh, okay. God damn, a whole 40 minutes into the show and it's not even going to be usable. That's really frustrating. All right. Anyway, let's wrap this pig up. Okay. Step 1, how to break the pattern for good. Radical honesty, right? List every pattern, relationship, emotional triggers, behaviors, right? Get out a piece of paper, sit down and really have a reflection on your past relationships and try to write out and spot the patterns, right? The workbook, if you guys didn't know, Forget That Bitch has an accompanying workbook. The workbook's perfect for that. You can find the workbook. You can go to for Forget That Bitch, you can go to workbook.getoveryourx.us and get the workbook directly from me, or you can go to Amazon and just search Paul Bauer workbook and you'll find my workbooks there. Why just moving on isn't enough, right? You have to replace the habit with a purpose and a mission. If you don't fix your old patterns and programming, you'll end up with the same problems in your next relationship. Guaranteed. Right. And that's what most guys do. They don't ever work on themselves. They're like, I'm fine. And she was the bitch, right? She was the bitch. If I just replace the problem, like clearly she's the problem. If I just replace her, well, then my life's going to be fine. And then they end up in the same problems in their next relationship. And then they turn to Black Pill and MGTOW and being like, all women are trash because they all act like this. Bro, you're the common denominator in your relationship. Okay. You got to reclaim your identity, right? Building a life that's full with or without a woman by your side. You have to, Dr. Robert Glover says it really well in Dating Essentials for Men, right? You have to bake a great cake of a life for yourself. And then you have to understand that women can only ever be the icing on the cake. They can't be the cake itself, right? But most guys, they're on a purpose. They're on some kind of mission. They're ambitious or whatever they're trying to do. And then they get into a relationship and then they make their girl the center of their world and put her on a pedestal. And everything I do is for my family, bro. And everything's for my wife. And then she loses respect for you because she never wanted that. She wanted you to be focused on your purpose and your mission. And she just wanted to join your lifestyle. She wants to, hitch her wagon to you as the mighty plow horse. Okay. But you can't just be the plow horse either. That's a big thing. A lot of guys go in all that. I'm the provider. Okay. I put food on the table. I put a roof over her head. Like she should love me for that. She loves you, but it's like comfort love feeling that she has for that. It's not sexual attraction. You see, you want to, new relationships need new standards and boundaries. Okay. You get to choose. I don't know if you knew this, but you get to choose the people that you bring into your life. That's on you. Right. And if you have no standards and no boundaries and you don't know how to enforce those boundaries, you're going to allow toxic people into your life. Right. You get to have a choice here. Don't just settle with the first girl that's somewhat nice to you, right? Keep your options open, spin plates for a while, play the field a little bit, right? You have to figure out what you want and stick with it. You guys don't understand this, right? But most men, we go out in the dating field or the dating market and we're just sniper dating, right? The first girl that's nice to us, we go all in. That's how most guys date. And then they waste weeks or months chasing one girl at a time. And then, they get all frustrated with her mixed signals and whatever they call it. But they don't keep their options open and they're not talking to multiple women. The thing is, women do that naturally. We call it spinning plates. Women just call it dating. That's how women naturally date because their hypergamous nature wants to consolidate on their best possible option. Right. So how do they find their best possible option more efficiently? They date multiple men at once. They might not even be sleeping with all of them. Right. But they want to see, how's this guy? Does this guy make more money than this guy? Is this guy stepping up? Is this guy better, more fit than this guy? Does this guy have better status? Right. They're weighing their options and the cream rises to the top when you do that. It's more efficient that way. Right. But guys aren't doing that kind of shit. So I'm saying do that shit. And the cream will rise to the top. You'll attract much better women, right? I tell stories about Nurse Chick and how she puts so much investment in this relationship. It's pretty uncanny. you know, and most guys are like, well, how do you find a girl like that? Well, you got to be patient and you got to spin plates and let the cream rise to the fucking top. That's how you do it. You have to figure out what you want, right? Most guys don't sit down and try to figure out what they want. They never actually write out what they want, right? That's what the contenders list is for. It's for you to sit down and get absolutely clear on the type of women you want and also the type of women you don't want and you won't tolerate. Okay. This keeps you from getting into relationships you should never be in the first place. And it activates your reticular activating system. So you start noticing more chicks that have the qualities that you actually want. Right. But most of you guys are so negative focused that all you're doing is focusing on what you don't want. You just keep getting more of the same negative chicks. Right. It's not magic. It's because you're focused on this. And so that's what your mind shows to you, because your mind doesn't understand positive and negative. It just understands what you're focused on the most. If you're focused on trash women, your brain's going to go, hey, here's another trash woman. And you're, oh yeah, let me go after this trash woman. I'll go after her. So you need to rewire your brain to seek challenge and growth, not comfort and validation. Practice choosing activities that stretch your skills rather than just feel safe or familiar. Okay. If you're having a good example of this is guys that have a hard time with approach anxiety, right? Walking up and talking to women in public. Well, challenge yourself, right? Challenge yourself to get rejected a number of times. Okay. And it can be something simple at first. Like I need to go out and get rejected 5 times tonight. Okay. If you make getting rejected your goal, then when you actually do get rejected, it's a win. Fuck yeah, I got one. Right. Date's not going well. Well, maybe you can't even get a date because you get flaked on, right? Maybe that's your problem. Like I see that a lot in the comments, right? Where I talk about dating multiple women and guys are like, I can't even get one date. What are you talking about? Because the women are so fucking flaky out here, right? Well, this is why you got to talk to multiple women, because yeah, chicks are going to flake on you. They are flaky fucking creatures, right? So do a 12 for 12. Practice challenge with some slump busters. Okay. You don't have to sleep with these chicks. You don't have to spend a lot of money on these chicks. Keep initial dates, low investment, and just practice, right? If you can, even if you get a slump buster to actually show up for a date, that's a win. And now it's a practice date. That's a win, right? So you practice bantering, letting her do 80% of the talking. You practice your body language. That's all win, 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 right? Because you can't have a run with the WWE title if you don't spend some time in NXT. Okay. You got to go to the training center and have some practice. You want to reflect regularly on progress and reward yourself for effort, right? Not just the outcomes. If you go out to get 5 numbers and you get rejected 100 times and still didn't get 5 numbers, a lot of guys would quit, right? A lot of guys would go, fuck this. This doesn't work, right? Well, reward yourself, okay? At least you did what a vast majority of these complaining losers on the internet didn't do. You fucking got off your couch and tried, right? That by itself is worthy of celebration, okay? Pat yourself on the back for that. Good job, bro. Good job. You didn't just hang out in fucking incel forums going, oh, woe is me. Chicks, don't forget to skip. Don't skip genetics day at the gym, right? And like, stop blaming your fucking genetics, okay? Get off the fucking couch and go talk to people. Surround yourself with people, books, and environments that inspire you to think bigger and take new risks, okay? My books offer challenges and exercises for you to go out and actually try to do. You know, and I always say, don't take my word for anything that I say. Go out and try it for yourself, right? Some tools for change. Environment. You got to fish where the fish are. One of my big problems living out here in the cow pasture is it's near impossible to meet women organically out here in the cow pasture, because largely the corridor that I live on is retirement community. It's almost all old people out here. When you go to the supermarket, it's all chicks that are like 50 and up, right? And they're all overweight old grandmas. They roll up the sidewalks here at 8 p.m. Everything fucking closes early. Like there's just no great way to meet women organically. You go to the supermarket, it's all just, cow or corn-fed heifers out here in the cow pasture. So where are the fish? Well, the fish are an hour away in Grand Junction or 45 minutes away in Montrose, right? Those are the two biggest towns close to me. And that's where I met Nurse Chick. Like Nurse Chick is out in Grand Junction in the big city, in the big highfalutin city. And so I had to go fish where the fish are, right? I had to get good at online dating so I can meet these chicks remotely, because I wasn't going to drive a 2-hour round trip to go cold approaching in the fucking mall. You just you gotta learn how to use the tools that are in front of you. Okay. But you got to also go fish where the fish are. You want to develop some routines for yourself, right? Develop a fitness routine. Okay. Develop a routine of studying, studying stuff like this. Okay. It's good to develop a routine for journaling. That's where like self-reflection comes in. That's where you can, you go out on dates and you write what works and what didn't, and you start coming up with your own methodology, right? And you want to, let's say you are doing dating apps, right? And dating apps are getting frustrated for you. Don't spend all your time on dating apps. You know what I mean? Like those by themselves become a dopamine addiction. And so designate some time for that. All right. Just be like, okay, 30 minutes a night, especially if it's daunting, right? If you're like, oh, this sucks. Okay. Well, turn it into a routine instead of like, oh, I'm not getting any matches, right? Just dedicate 30 minutes a night for swiping and chatting, and oh, you don't have any matches? Cool. You can get back to doing something that you would rather do, right? Get into a support network. When I was going through this process, when I was studying this stuff, I had the 3% man group, right? It was a very active group. It's fucking gone now. We tried recreating it, but it's fucking dead. It's just the group just, I think there's 100 people in the 3% Brotherhood on Facebook, but no one ever posts in there. It's fucking dead group, right? But that's why I created the Wolf Pack. The Wolf Pack it's got we've got 65 guys in there or so, give or take. And the guys are in there chatting constantly. Guys are in there swapping notes, leveling up. All right. We've got guys that are legit changing their fucking lives in there. Okay. Get in that group or a group like it, at least. I prefer it be my group. But, got to do what's right for you. I go deep on all this kind of stuff, though, in the book, right? I go deep on all this kind of stuff. If you want exercises that walk you through this, that walk you through these transformations, you're going to find them in here. And for those that want to work with someone directly, that's why I offer my coaching program. All right. And you guys can watch the podcast and stuff. And a lot of you guys do. You guys tune into every episode, which is great. Right. And you can nod along. But if you're ready for the next level, at least grab the book. At least grab the book. Okay. You know who is a great example of a guy absolutely killing it right now? Brother Omega in Wolfpack. Absolutely fucking killing it. Joined the group, I think 2 years ago. Totally overweight, sucked with women, just bad profile pictures on his dating apps, just like you name it. Just everything was going wrong for this guy. Well, since joining the group, he's lost a ton of weight. He looks like night and day, totally different person now. And the other day he posted the group how he deleted the dating apps, right? But he's got these chicks that he's spinning his plates still, but he deleted the dating apps because he was like frustrated with something with the dating apps. So he deleted the dating apps, but he's still spinning plates. And he posted in the group that he had an impromptu date with some gal that he had met on Tinder. And ended up going back to her place and then banging her out, right? And then after he left her place, he got home, he got a message from another chick that he was spinning plates with. So he's like, hey, why don't you come over to my house? So she did, and he railed her too. 2 chicks in one night. I guarantee that Omega from 2 fucking years ago would have had his mind blown if he could see himself now. Absolutely blowing his mind. 2 chicks in one night for Omega. I bet you that's never fucking happened to that guy. Oh man, proud of that guy. What a new connection actually feels like, built on respect, independence, and a shared vision, right? Not building a broken relationship, but building yourself and your future on a stronger foundation. You want to attract someone who values the current improved version of you, that doesn't have a preconceived notion of who you used to be, right? As far as she's concerned, you've always been this way. You've always been this fucking awesome guy, right? That's what you want. And when you do look for new connections, make sure they align with your goals and your vision. That's why we have the contenders list, to make sure she aligns with what you want. If she doesn't align with these already, don't try to fit her into these to try to get off the dating circuit quick. If she doesn't fit, she doesn't fit. Okay. She's not a contender. You can spin her as a plate, right? Unless she has your absolute deal breakers, then you got to dump her. That's the rule. Okay. The list is law. But if she doesn't fit all of your must-haves, like, she can't be a contender. Okay, we'll just have fun with her. No problem. Right? No problem. But when you find that girl that fits literally all of them from the get-go, it's a totally different experience. It's something, it's hard to describe. It's hard to describe. But Nurse Chick, not only did she fit in my 5 must-haves, she fit in every single one of my wants list. Every single item on there. Nurse Chick checks all the boxes. The big takeaway, right? It's not about finding the one. It's about becoming the person who won't settle for old patterns. I want you guys to scrap the idea of the one or a soulmate anyway. It's fucking retarded. It's just, and I'm probably going to get demonetized for saying the R word, right? But any thought like that will immediately put blinders on for better women when you're out there spinning plates. All right. It'll prevent you from spinning plates. You're going to think that every nice chick is your possible one. And then you're going to imagine this future with her. And then you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Okay. And thoughts of the one will subject you to one-itis, right? Where guys get overly fixated on one chick and it turns into an obsession. And then when things don't work out with this one chick, their fucking soul's crushed, right? One of the guys that was in my legacy dating program a couple of years ago, he sort of did this. He started working with me, and within a month, I think a month of working with me, he had a date. And he hit it off with this chick, and I think he banged her on the first or second date, and it was awesome. And I was like, cool, man. Keep swiping, keep sourcing new women. And he didn't listen to me. He just went all in on this chick and became really needy with her. And when she asked, hey, are you seeing other gals? He's like, no, I'm not seeing anybody. Right. Which is the worst thing you can fucking say. Right. You might as well say, I don't fuck. Right. Well, anyway, he's telling me this stuff. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be sourcing other women. You're supposed to, tell them I always have room for one more, like all the stuff. And he wasn't doing any of it. And he was developing one-itis for this chick. And what happened? She ended up saying, I decided to get into a relationship with this other guy that I've been seeing. And he goes, other guy you've been seeing? I thought you said that you weren't seeing any other guys. Fucking lies. Okay. Fucking lies. Okay. Just assume she's seeing other people, and you need to be seeing other people too. Okay. But that's what happens with these guys. They go out there, and the one chick they sleep with, they get one-itis for, and then it's all fucking downhill. Okay. There's no such thing as the one. Okay. No such thing. If there's 4 billion women on the planet, even if she's 1 in a million, there's 4,000 chicks just like her out there. Okay. So knock that shit off right now. If you found value here today, the next move is easy, right? Get the book, get in the wolf pack, book a call with me. All right. What action are you going to take today, brother? What action are you going to take? Tune into the podcast on Friday. Hopefully the mic isn't all fucked up. We will be discussing how to master your emotions to boost her attraction. Fridays are Frame Fridays, and being able to manage your emotions and lead her through hers is essential if you want to keep that attraction alive for the long term. All right. All right. That's all we got. I think we got all the super chats. I'm really pissed off that the audio was fucked up for half the show. I apologize, guys. All right, guys, if you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, hit those notifications. I have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Most of the time, the audio works. Thank you for everyone that sounded off in the chats. I appreciate you. Thanks for the super chats, guys, to let me know that my audio was fucked up. Follow me on social media. The links are in the description. Grab the ebook. That's one step you can take today. Okay. If you're new to this channel, this is one step you can take today. It's the top link in the description. Grab the free ebook. Fine. Here's how to get her back. Okay. Especially if you're adamant about getting your ex back. And then when you're ready, forget that bitch and actually move on for good. Get in the wolf pack, guys. wolf.comeonmanpod.com. Next week is going to be our wolf pack hangout for the month of July. So get in there so that you can come to the hangout. Those are always fun. And then when you're ready, book a call with me, okay? Go to call.fixeddeadbedrooms.com. That's all we got. We will see you guys on Friday.
This has been the Come On Man podcast. Now, go out and get it.